prime time might be running out. What's up, y'all? We gotta talk about this. Legendary football player and Major League Baseball player, both at the same time, which is pretty amazing. Deion Sanders, as a coach at a high level, has always been a publicity stunt. Now, to be fair, he's been coaching for a long time. While working as the NFL analyst, Sanders became the head coach for the Prime Academy, which he co-founded in 2012. What a time to be alive, huh? When rich people can just create schools, not for education, come on, don't be silly, but just for them to have a place to coach at. What happened to it? Well, the executive director of the so-called school tried to fire Prime twice. One of those times after witnesses said Sanders grabbed the school official by the collar, causing him to fall to the floor. We don't know much more than that. Nothing really came from it, but he stayed on as the head coach for the 2012 and 2013 seasons, while the school would eventually shut down in 2015 due to some internal issues. In 2015, he was hired as the head coach for AAA Academy in Dallas, Texas, where he coached for 2 seasons. After that, in 2017, he became the offensive coordinator for perennial powerhouse Trinity Christian High School, where he had the opportunity to coach all 3 of his sons, Deion Jr., Shiloh, and Shador. Even though there's not much mention of his oldest son nowadays, when his youngest son Shador, the highly recruited quarterback for that team, was headed off to college, Deion became the head coach for HBCU Jackson State University in Mississippi, bringing his youngest 2 sons along with him, which was the start of his promo tour, leading to all the hoopla and focus on his coaching career, bringing a lot of attention to that program and HBCU schools as a whole. That was his main selling point to becoming a coach. The whirlwind of media attention put a spotlight to that level of schools. That was his whole goal. That and coaching his sons, because his middle child, Shiloh, who plays safety at South Carolina University, would transfer to Jackson State. He became a beacon of hope for HBCUs and a strong advocate for the transfer portal, calling for more televised games and funding for these programs. Then a year later, history was made when the #1 rated high school football player Travis Hunter was flipped by Sanders to play for Jackson State instead of Deion's alma mater, Florida State, which made Hunter the highest recruit ever to go to an HBCU. If you thought the recent media circus around Sanders was overwhelming, just imagine what it was before the 2022 season when he introduced the slogans and everything else. After 2 years at the HBCU with an impressive 27-6 record, but losing both of his bowl game appearances, he left all that beacon of hope stuff as soon as he got the opportunity to do so. As soon as possible, he just left them flat out to dry to coach at a bottom tier Division I program at the University of Colorado, bringing over both his sons and Travis Hunter, stripping his old team of their top talent, which makes sense since they only went to that school, or any other HBCU for that matter, because of Deion, not because of the culture or the opportunity to shine a light there or any of the other nonsense they said in the beginning. So now with that understanding, all of this constant social media noise was brought to its peak when Colorado played their local rival, Colorado State. 2 teams that haven't won anything ever is now being the main sports media focus. To be fair, Colorado only won 1 game last year, and winning 2 games in a row is something they should be proud of. That game brought out stars like Lil Wayne, Offset, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. You would have thought it was a game of major implications. It wasn't. And Colorado won in overtime to a terrible team, which by itself is hilarious. Well, this week, Deion Sanders and the #19 team in the country took all that swagger and dancing and media attention to the University of Oregon, the #10 team in the country. And it took just 1 drive, 10 plays for Colorado to realize they were being outmatched. The game was over within 4 minutes. Really, the game was over in 3 plays. Colorado couldn't even move the ball past midfield, only being allowed 21 yards at the half. The beatdown became sad to watch. Oregon played faster and more physical than anything any of Coach Prime's teams had ever seen. There was no match whatsoever. Colorado only scored at the end of the game against backups. The final score was 42-6. That public humiliation was like he was joining the Illuminati. And in the press conference after that, Coach Prime cried about other teams playing against him and not the team. Now, the problem with that is his whole coaching career has been about him. He's made sure it's been about him. That was his only selling point when he was applying to jobs. And when he gets his backside handed to him on a silver platter, now it's too much focus on him? Nah, that's a trash take. This mediocre team will continue to lose this season. They're already out of the top 25, and all of the media nonsense will move on to another subject. Hopefully to a team with at least a possibility of winning a championship, or even just a playoff. Is Deion serious about this coaching thing, or is this just all publicity stunt until his son leaves college and that's it? He'll go back to doing whatever he was doing before. I don't know. Let me know.